right, welcome everyone. My name is Mr. Sobieski, one of the teacher leaders here at Hope County High School, and today we're going to be looking at SWI, which is the structured word inquiry. So SWI has 5 basic steps that we go through. 1, we're asking what does this word mean? 2, we're examining the word structure. 3, we're exploring the word's history and etymology. 4, we're making connections, and 5, we're representing these findings. So let's take a deeper look at what this actually looks like. So here's a psychology example that I'm using in my class. I'm teaching them about different parts of the brain, and we're coming up to the corpus callosum. So I'll introduce that word to my students, corpus callosum, and I'll ask them, what does this word mean? Maybe they've heard it before. Most of them haven't heard it. This is a pretty specialized part of the brain. So we'll look at this word together and we'll see if they can make some educated guess about what they think the corpus callosum means. Some of them, they might take some good leaps and say, oh, corpus, that kind of sounds like corpse. And I'm like, absolutely, that's what we're looking at. The corpus actually means like the body. Then we'll look at the second part of that word, callosum. And they'll take some guesses on it, oh, the callosum, maybe it's like colossal, it's big. You could also say it means like callous, like it's tough or it's hard. And then when you get those definitions of both those words, you just kind of smash them together, right? You got the corpus callosum, which literally means in Latin, tough body. And this is the unique part of the brain that actually connects the left and right hemispheres of the brain together. So by spending a little bit more time and kind of breaking down this word, corpus callosum, and helping them understand that corpus means body, callosum means like callous, hard, tough, now they have a deeper understanding of what the corpus callosum is. That tough body of nerves that connects your left and right brain together. So this is my realistic example of what SWI looks like in my classroom. This isn't something that takes necessarily like an hour and a half to dive into a word, but taking the time to pick apart those words to try to make deeper meaning to it, it's going to help them in all content areas. Because if we take that word like corpus and we can apply it to some other social studies content, we could say something like habeas corpus, which literally means bring us the body, dealing with like a legal sense for a trial. And now if students, they understand that corpus means body, now they're able to take that like higher level leap when they see that word corpus used in a different context, because now they understand corpus means body. The next true step that we have for SWI is number 2, we're examining the word structure. This means that we're looking for any prefixes, root words, or suffixes that can provide clues to what the word actually means. All right, looking at the screen right now, we have the 30 most commonly used prefixes. And of course that prefix, that's the word part that can be added to the beginning of a root word or a base word. Next on the screen, we have the 30 most commonly used root words. And these root words are really what gives the word its true meaning. This is like the main definition of the word you're looking at here. And last but not least, we have the 30 most commonly used suffixes. And a suffix is a word part that's added at the end of a root or a base word. Now, moving on to the third true step of SWI, this is when we explore etymology. And for etymology, we're talking about exploring the history of the word and finding evidence of its structural elements. Now, I understand that this step is intimidating for a lot of people because we're taking a deep dive into the word. We're looking at like its language of origin. We're looking, is it Greek? Is it Latin? And I understand that not everybody's comfortable taking that deep dive. So if you're hitting all these steps going up to step 3, you're doing great. Keep it up. If you want to take a deeper look into it, you can use the website Etymology Online. You can punch in the word and then explore that with your students, trying to give them deeper meaning. For example, you could look at different ways that the word water is written. And if you're looking at like the Latin base for water, it's going to be aqua. If you're looking at the Greek base for water, it's going to be hydro. And just your students simply knowing that there's different ways to represent the word water, whether it's Latin or Greek, whether it's aqua or hydro, that's going to help them break down more complicated words in the future. On to the fourth step for SWI. We're talking about making connections. So now that students have built more meaning into these words and they understand these root words, these prefixes and suffixes, now they're able to make connections to new words that they've never heard of before. What I mean by this is, in my last example, I was talking about, understanding that the word hydro means water. So now if those students encounter some different hydro words, such as hydroplane, hydrology, hydrography, hydrocephalus, these are all words that they should be able to kind of look at that and say, okay, I know hydro means water, so at least I've got half this word down. It means something dealing with water. And that's a really powerful way for them to start for literacy. Those are good connections that they're making. Last, we have our fifth true step of SWI. This is when students will represent their findings. So students are using word stems to support or refute their investigations, and they're going to represent their findings. So now they're able to make more educated guesses about what new words mean. And we're on our final slide right now. So what is SWI? Just a quick review. Number one, we're asking simple questions, having conversations with our students. What does this word mean? Number two, we're examining the word structure, the prefix, the root, the suffix. Number three, we're exploring the word's history and etymology. 4 and 5, we're making connections and we're representing those findings. I really appreciate you guys sticking it all the way through to this video. I understand that SWI can be intimidating, but if you're helping those students break down those words and adding deeper meaning, you're really going to see good results. Please reach out to myself, Mr. Sobieski, or Ms. Costco if you need any help with SWI. Y'all have a good one. Thank you.